Friends, mutual funds are no longer seen as complicated market products. They are becoming a mainstream saving vehicle for Indian households today. Friends, to put this in perspective, about 25 years ago, the entire mutual fund industry assets was just about 1 lakh crore, and today it stands at 80 lakh crore. Whereas the bank deposits are still larger, they are at around 250 lakh crore, but the gap is narrowing. And the projection suggests that by 2035, both could be nearly equal. Who knows? That tells us that it is not a temporary trend, it is a structural shift in savings and investments. But here is where many investors go wrong. They actually spend too much time trying to find the best fund. In reality, the fund selection is the last step. The real difference in long term outcomes comes from your asset allocation, which is deciding how much to invest in equity, debt, or other assets based on your goals and risk tolerance. Another confusion today is active versus passive investing. Friends, in mature markets like US, beating the index is difficult, but in India, there is a room for active management because information gap exists. And at the same time, passive funds offer low cost and simplicity. Friends, the right choice is depends upon your goal, your comfort with volatility. Investors also tends to chase the recent returns. A fund that has performed well in the last 2 years may not perform the same in the next cycle. Instead of looking at point to point returns, it is better to evaluate the consistency of the fund through rolling return and investment process of the fund. One positive change is investors' behavior. Unlike before, markets correction today are seen as fresh buying opportunities instead of panic selling. But discipline remains the key. Starting the SIP in the rising market and stopping them in the falling market actually defeats the purpose of investing. The message is simple: mutual funds are becoming the mainstream, but successful investing still depends upon your asset allocation, your process, your discipline, not ranking and short term returns. And remember, your financial journey deserves the right guidance. Follow me to keep learning, growing, and saving smarter.